and Mr. Agnew is the last speaker.
Minister, I was particularly interested in what you didn't mention. You didn't mention the forthcoming ban of keeping chickens in battery cages, which will be implemented in under a year's time. You either didn't mention it because you feel it's the responsibility of another committee, or you didn't mention it because you can feel it can be passed into the next presidency. Neither of those answers would be satisfactory as far as I'm concerned. I'd like to know why you didn't mention it and what you intend to do about this problem, which is going to start manifesting itself under your presidency, because either we're going to see a shortage of eggs, which will impact on the wheat market, or we're going to see people deliberately thinking they can break the laws. Thank you.
Thank you. We've had very full participation in this debate, Minister. Unfortunately, I can only offer you 12 to 13 minutes to wind up, no more than that, because we have another item still on today's agenda which we must complete this evening. So thank you very much for the replies you're about to give us, and you have the floor for any further response.
Thank you very much. Of course, there are no questions that I would not like to answer. And if there are any points that I didn't mention earlier, there was a good reason for that. For example, some of these questions have not been the key priorities that the Hungarian presidency has set out, and for that reason weren't mentioned in my introductory speech. I'd like to begin with the last point that was made. On the 1st of January 2012, the current period comes to an end. The Hungarian presidency will, I'm sure, have to recognise that there will be 30% of countries that won't be able to implement the provisions that are coming in on broilers. That could result in some instability and imbalance in the market. So what we have to do is try to achieve some compensatory measures that will have to be brought in order to offset that, so the farmers are not left on their own. Over the course of 10 years in the past, there was no financial resources for cages to be updated and modernised, and that was something that proved very problematic, and it really did negatively affect the people producing the animals. We will have to deal with this here, but also in the Council. And so here the legal act will come into effect. Let me address some of the other questions.